This is the openwork lace fabric that I have crocheted. And if you are wondering whether it is knitted or crocheted, I can tell you that it is 100% crochet. You can see this from the wrong side and from these double crochet stitches worked between the elements. But the openwork element itself is also 100% crocheted. In this video tutorial, I will show you how to crochet this pattern. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. The yarn I used for this swatch is Alize Bella. Here are its specifications. And the hook I am using for this yarn is 4.5 millimeters. Generally, I always choose a hook size that is slightly larger than recommended for this stitch. For instance, the yarn label recommends a 1 to 3 millimeter hook, but I am using a 4 or even a 4.5 millimeter hook because this specific stitch requires very loose loops. Otherwise, you will end up with a stiff fabric that is difficult to work with. The pattern repeat is a multiple of 8 stitches. I will chain a multiple of 8 plus 3 stitches for symmetry. Everything is calculated so that the fabric works perfectly on this stitch count. So I will work a foundation chain, and I am chaining 35. So the chain is ready, and now I am moving on to crocheting the first row. The first row consists of standard double crochets, but they do have a few unique details. To start, I will make a magic starting double crochet. I pull up the loop to the height of a double crochet, wrap the hook to make a yarn over like twist, and insert the hook into the back bump of the chain. I hold everything in place with my right index finger. Next, I pull up a loop. Then I yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. This is our first magic starting double crochet. It is counted as the first stitch of the row. Next, work standard double crochets, 1 into each chain across, inserting the hook only into the back bump of the chain. In total, we will have 35 double crochets. This matches the number of chains we cast on at the beginning. Naturally, the first magic starting double crochet is included in this count. Continue working this way to the end of the row. The first row is complete. Now, let's move on to the second row. The second row is also quite traditional and simple. It is an alternating sequence of a double crochet and a chain space. As always, we begin this row with a magic starting double crochet. I pull up a loop to the height of the stitch, wrap the hook, and insert the hook under both loops of the stitch from the previous row. See, I insert it under both loops. I catch the working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops a second time. This is our magic starting double crochet. Next, chain 1, yarn over. This chain stitch corresponds to the next stitch below, so we skip it, insert the hook into the following stitch, and work a double crochet. Again, chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and insert the hook under both loops of the next stitch. For this entire row, we work under both loops of the stitches. Work a double crochet, chain 1, and work a double crochet. This creates a simple filet mesh consisting of alternating chain spaces and double crochets. Continue working this way to the end of the row. Our total stitch count is an odd number. Let me remind you that mine is 35. Consequently, this row must end with a double crochet. A row cannot end with a chain space because a chain space is just air. It needs a solid anchor at the end. That is why we use an odd stitch count, to ensure the row ends with a double crochet instead of empty space. Crochet like this to the end of the row. So, as I reach the end of the row, I chain 1 and watch where the last double crochet goes. It will be worked into the top of the magic starting double crochet from the previous row under both loops, exactly the same way. See? One loop, and here is the second loop. Even on the magic starting double crochet, we can easily find both loops to insert our hook and work the final double crochet. And with that, this row is complete. Now we have worked the first 2 rows, and next are the 2 rows of the pattern repeat. This is where the actual pattern begins. This pattern mimics brioche knitting, and here are the 2 rows of the repeat. The first row runs from the right edge all the way to the left edge, and these leaves are all worked in this first row. The second row goes from the left edge back to the right edge, creating this next row of leaves. Let's get started. Row 1 of the pattern repeat. Note that in this brioche crochet technique, which looks exactly like knitting, these rows consist of many small shortened sections. In other words, as I mentioned, there are only 2 main rows, but each is composed of multiple short row sections. I prefer not to divide these sections into separate rows because it makes the repeat much easier to memorize and understand. Row 1, section 1. Chain 1 and turn. For this first section, we will work regular slip stitches, but watch how I insert my hook in this specific section. I insert it under both loops. I insert the hook into the second chain from the hook, catch the yarn, and pull up a loop for our first slip stitch. Next, the pattern has a chain space, so I insert my hook into the chain space. 2, again, under both loops. 3, into the space. 4, under both loops. 5, into the space. 6, under both loops. 7, into the space. 8, under both loops. 9, into the space. 10, and under both loops. 11. The first section of the first row consists of 11 regular slit stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Section 2. Here, we will work yarn over slip stitches. There will be 11 of them. Yarn over, insert the hook into the back loop only of the second stitch from the hook, catch the yarn, and work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the last stitch is also worked into the back loop only. 11. Section 2 of the first row is complete. Next is the leaf design. This will be the very first leaf, so it differs slightly from the rest of the leaves in the row. Watch closely. We begin this leaf with a magic starting double crochet. Pull up the loop to the height of the stitch, wrap the hook, and insert the hook into the back loop of the stitch directly below the twist. Catch the working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops once, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops a second time. This is our magic starting double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, which corresponds to the chain space, and work a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and work a third double crochet into the next stitch under the back loop only. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and work a 4th double crochet into the next. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, and work a half double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and insert the hook into the back loop of the following stitch. See? This is the last stitch of this section. Insert the hook and work a slip stitch. We have reached the edge of the leaf. Now we need to transition down to the row below. What do? I insert my hook into the turning bar from the turn to make a join. I insert the hook into the turning bar and then go into the chain space of the row below. Work 1 slip stitch to join. Then work a 2nd slip stitch under both loops of the next stitch of the row below. This completes another section of the first row. Chain 1, turn, yarn over, and work yarn over slip stitches back in the opposite direction. There will be 13 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, and the last stitch is also worked into the back loop only. 13. Chain 1 and turn. Look, our first leaf is complete. Now for the next section of this row. Insert the hook into the 2nd stitch from the hook and work regular slip stitches. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 12, 13. I have reached the step again, so I make a join, insert the hook into the turning bar, and go down into the row below. Here along the row below, we need to work 6 stitches in total. 1 under both loops, 2 in the chain space, 3 under both loops, 4 in the chain space, 5 under both loops, 6. We have finished the beginning of the first row. And now we begin the pattern repeat. The repeat is the section that will keep repeating identically across the row. Watch how we work the repeat. Section 1 of the repeat. Chain 1, turn, and work 11 yarn over slip stitches. Yarn over, insert the hook into the 2nd stitch from the hook, and work 1, 2, and continue with yarn over slip stitches to 11. 10, 11, chain 1, and turn. The next section of the repeat is the open work leaf element. Here is how it is worked and repeated. Insert the hook into the back loop only of the 2nd stitch from the hook and work a slip stitch. Chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, which corresponds to the chain space. I won't keep reminding you to skip 1 stitch for each chain. I think it is clear and everyone remembers that if there is a chain space, there must be an unworked stitch below it to keep the stitch count of the leaf consistent. So, yarn over, insert the hook, and work a half double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, work a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, work another double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, work a half double crochet, chain 1, and finally work a slip stitch into the last stitch of the leaf. Our open work leaf element is complete. Next, we need to transition down to the row below by making a join and working 2 stitches along the row below. Insert the hook into the turning bar from the turn and go into the chain space of the row below. Work a slip stitch to join and work a 2nd slip stitch under both loops of the next stitch. This completes another section of the repeat. Chain 1, turn, and work 13 yarn over slip stitches back in the opposite direction. Yarn over, insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook, and work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13. I have worked 13 slip stitches and reached the step. Since we are working slip stitches, this join must be on the right side of the fabric. Therefore, we work the join as follows. Insert the hook under both strands of the turning bar. See, here is the turning bar, and here is the loop coming out of it. Insert the hook under both of these loops. Yarn over and go into the row below. Work 2 yarn over slip stitches along the row below. 1 slip stitch to join and 2 in the next stitch. This completes another section of the repeat. Chain 1, turn, and work the final section of the repeat. This section will go all the way across, consisting of 15 regular slip stitches, and then transition to the row below where we work 6 regular slip stitches. This will be 21 stitches in total. I have already worked the turning chain and turned. Insert the hook into the back loop only of the second stitch from the hook and work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 15. I have worked 15 regular slip stitches. Now we have a step, so I insert my hook into the turning bar. This is a standard step join, and go down into the chain space. 1, under both loops of the next stitch is 2, in the chain space is 3, under both loops is 4, in the chain space is 5, and under both loops is 6. Chain 1 for a smooth transition to the next section. This completes one full pattern repeat. Here is our leaf. We repeat this sequence across the row. 11 yarn over slip stitches, then the textured openwork leaf element, which also has 11 stitches. Even though these are not just simple slip stitches, they form an openwork arch that covers 11 stitches in total. Then work 2 stitches along the lower edge, transition back with 15 yarn over slip stitches, and finish with the final section of 21 regular slip stitches. 15 worked over the previous element and 6 worked along the lower edge. Work this way to the end of the row, and we will meet at the end to show you how to finish row 1. So I have worked the final pattern repeat. Since my swatch is small, I only repeated it twice. Now let's finish the row. This part is very similar to the repeat with a few small exceptions. Chain 1 and turn. Yarn over and first work 11 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. Chain 1 and turn. Next is the textured leaf element, but because it is at the end of the row, it must be symmetrical to the beginning. This means our final leaf will not taper at the end. Here is how we work it. Insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and work a slip stitch. Chain 1, work a half double crochet. Chain 1, work a double crochet. Chain 1, work another double crochet. Chain 1, work a third double crochet. Chain 1, and work a double crochet into the final stitch of the leaf. Chain 1 and turn. Now work 13 yarn over slip stitches back in the opposite direction. Start, as always, in the second stitch from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 11. I have reached this step, so I make a join by inserting my hook under both loops of the turning bar. Yarn over. The 12th stitch is our join, and work the 13th stitch. Chain 1 and turn. The final section consists of 13 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 12, and 13. Let's make a chain 1 to ensure a smooth transition to the next row. And with that, our first row is complete. See, it goes all the way from the right edge to the left edge. Next, we work row 2, which also consists of multiple short row sections, running from the left edge back to the right edge. So, row 2. First, chain 1 and turn. Yarn over, insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and work 1, 2. Work yarn over slip stitches into the back loops only. 3, 4, 11, 12, 13. Stop after working 13 yarn over slip stitches in the back loop only. Chain 1 and turn, and now work 13 regular slip stitches back. 1, 2, 3, and 13. Chain 1 and turn. For this section, we work 11 yarn over slip stitches in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11. Chain 1 and turn. Next is the textured openwork leaf element, which is worked exactly like the one in the first row. Insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and work a slip stitch. Chain 1, work a half double crochet, chain 1, work a double crochet, chain 1, work another double crochet, chain 1, work a third double crochet, chain 1, and work a double crochet into the final stitch. The openwork leaf element is complete. Chain 1 and turn, and then work yarn over slip stitches. Yarn over, insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11. And here is the 11th stitch. I have reached the first step. Since this join must be on the right side, remember to insert the hook under both strands of the turning bar and yarn over. This join is our 12th stitch. Continue with yarn over slip stitches, the 13th stitch. I have reached the next step, which is a double step involving 2 pairs of rows. How do we work this double step? Insert the hook under both strands of the first turning bar and then under both strands of the second turning bar, like this. Yarn over, insert the hook into the back loop of the stitch in the row below, catch the yarn, and pull the loop through all the loops on your hook. This is our 14th stitch. All right, that is 14. The next stitch is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Chain 1 and turn for a smooth transition to the next section. See? This completes the beginning of the row. Next is the repeat of row 2. This is the section that we will keep repeating. Let's see how the repeat is worked. So the repeat for row 2. Chain 1 and turn. Insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and work 15 yarn over slip stitches into the back loop only. 14 and 15. Chain 1 and turn. For the next section of the repeat, work 13 yarn over slip stitches in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 12, and 13. Chain 1 and turn. Next is the textured open work leaf element, which is worked exactly like the one in row 1. Insert the hook into the back loop only of the second stitch and work a slip stitch. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, work a half double crochet in the next, chain 1, yarn over, work a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, work another double crochet, chain 1, work a half double crochet, chain 1, and work a slip stitch into the next. Notice that 2 stitches are left unworked. This is correct. Chain 1 and turn. The final section of the repeat consists entirely of yarn over slip stitches. Start as always in the second stitch from the hook and work into the back loops only. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 11. I have reached the first step, which is a single step. Insert the hook under both strands of the turning bar and yarn over to work the join, which is our 12th stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook into the back loop of the next stitch and work the 13th yarn over slip stitch. I have reached the second step, which is a double step involving 2 pairs of rows. Insert the hook under both strands of the first turning bar, then under both strands of the second turning bar, yarn over, insert the hook into the row below, and work the join to complete the step. Continue working across. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Chain 1 and turn for a smooth transition to the next section. The repeat is complete. This is the repeat for row 2. Look closely at what the repeat of row 2 consists of. 15 regular slip stitches, 13 yarn over slip stitches back, the textured leaf element, and 21 yarn over slip stitches. Remember, in this pattern, I never mark exactly which stitches contain these joins. Why? Because the rule is very simple. When you see a step, work a join. You work the join either as a regular slip stitch through 1 loop or as a yarn over slip stitch through 2 loops of the turning bar. If you remember this rule, you will never get confused. I simply give you the sequence of stitches to work, and you automatically work the joins at every step you encounter. Continue working this repeat to the end of the row, and we will meet to show you how to finish this row. So, I have worked the final repeat. There is a small exception at the end of this row. We didn't have room for 21 stitches, so we only worked 19. I have reached the end of the row, which is exactly how it should be. Now, let's finish the row. Chain 1 and turn. Insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and work 13 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 12, and 13. Chain 1 and turn. Now work 13 yarn over slip stitches back. Start as always in the second stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 13. Turn your work. We do not chain 1 here. Turn, and we will work another open work leaf element. This leaf will not taper at the end, so instead of a turning chain, I will make a magic starting double crochet. Pull up the loop to the height of the row, wrap the hook, insert it into the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops once, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops a second time. This is our magic starting double crochet. Next, chain 1, yarn over, work a second double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, work a third double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, and work a fourth double crochet. Chain 1, yarn over, work a half double crochet, chain 1, and complete the leaf with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn. Now work 11 yarn over slip stitches back in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and 11. Chain 1 and turn. And look, I have finished the second row of this open work brioche crochet pattern. It went all the way from the left edge to the right edge. And with that, the edge is ready. Next, we work the next row of the pattern, which consists of regular slip stitches. This row will connect all of these steps, creating a smooth edge. Since I have already worked the turning chain, I insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. For this row, we work regular slip stitches, so the joins at the steps will also be standard slip stitches. Insert the hook into the turning bar from the turn. Go down into the row below and work 12, 13. Insert the hook into the next turning bar. Go down into the row below and work 14, 15, 16. Continue working this way to the end of the row. In total, we will have 35 stitches, which matches our original cast-on count. Your stitch count must match your original cast-on. If it doesn't, there is an error somewhere. And let me remind you of the simple rule. When you see a step, work a join. Now that this row is complete, we work one final row to finish the vertical repeat, a row of filet mesh. Pull up the loop to the height of a double crochet, wrap the hook, and work this row under both loops of the stitches from the previous row. See? We insert the hook under both loops. This might be a little tight at first, but it is much better to work under both loops. So I pull up the loop to the height of a double crochet, wrap the hook. I might take a slightly smaller hook here. Insert the hook under both loops of the stitch, wrap the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. Switch back to your regular hook. chain 1, yarn over, skip 1 stitch, which corresponds to the chain space, and insert the hook under both loops of the next stitch so the fabric is not too loose. Insert the hook and work a double crochet. 1, then a chain 1. Alternate double crochets and chain spaces to the end of the row. A double crochet, then a chain 1, a double crochet, and a chain 1. Keep alternating this way to the end of the row. The final stitch of this row must be a double crochet. Do not end the row with a chain space. To finish the row, chain 1 and work the last double crochet under both loops of the previous stitch. It is very tight, but work a double crochet. This completes the vertical pattern repeat. To continue making more of these textured bands, we go back to our very first rows. Our first row consisted of standard double crochets, beginning with a magic starting double crochet. The only difference is that instead of working into the back bumps of a foundation chain, you will work into the stitches of the previous row. Let me show you. For this new first row, wrap the yarn, insert the hook under both loops of the previous row. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops again. Yarn over and work a double crochet into the chain space. Yarn over and work a double crochet into the top of the next stitch. Yarn over and work a double crochet into the chain space. Continue this way to the end of the row. At the end of the row, work the second to last double crochet into the chain space, and the final double crochet under both loops of the magic starting double crochet from the previous row, like this. From here, simply repeat these rows to build your fabric to your desired height. From here, simply repeat this repeat of these rows vertically, and you will get a fabric like this. Yes, I have repeated it 3 times here. 1, 2, 3. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will find a way to use this pattern. If you are curious about what this project will become in the future, let me know in the comments. I will definitely finish this project if you keep reminding me about it. Thank you in advance for your likes, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and bye-bye.